What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. As y'all can see from the title, I'm gonna be giving my reaction to Scope News's "There Are Barely Any Black People Left in California." Now that's a cold statement, but it's true. Let's get into this.
Picture this. It's the early 1990s. Lowriders are cruising down Crenshaw. DJ Quick is on the radio. Snoop Dogg reps Long Beach like it's sacred ground. In Mac 10, everyone knew Inglewood was his. This wasn't just rap culture. It was a mirror of real life. Compton, Inglewood, Watts, South Central, they weren't just zip codes. They were black hubs of culture, power, and survival. These cities were shaped by the children and grandchildren of the Great Migration. Families that had escaped the terror of the Jim Crow South from places like Louisiana and Texas relocated west in search of something better. They came to Oakland, Los Angeles, Richmond, Long Beach, and they built. Today, Scope News presents the story California doesn't want to tell, the quiet erasure of its Black legacy. This isn't about nostalgia. This is about what happens when a people are used to build cities, shape culture, and then get pushed out in silence. In LA, Black people found work in shipyards, airplane plants, and the railroads. In Oakland, they helped run the ports, fix the engines, and raise the city's cultural pulse. West Oakland had Southern Baptist churches that echoed with Texas choirs. East Oakland smelled like gumbo and smoked ribs. People brought their traditions with them, and Black California began to rise. Like Lady Esther's Soul Food Restaurant that used to be located on East 14th Street and 53rd Avenue that opened in 1968. A native of Louisiana, Esther Clay founded this restaurant, which served East Oakland for decades. Locals said that the food was some of the best soul food that they had ever had. Inglewood, Crenshaw, and Compton were extensions of the South, but with palm trees and promise. But now, walk into those same neighborhoods and something feels off. Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, once a place built for and by Black folks, is now run by a Mexican woman who is also the COO.
Now that's crazy right there. That is crazy that you got a Mexican that owns a black staple in the community. But it doesn't surprise me because practically none of our soul food spots are black owned. I mean, we pretty much don't have anything that's black owned in California, with the exception of a few moms and pops burger joints such as Hawkins, Fresh and Meaty, and it's another one on Figueroa, I believe. I can't think of the name of it. But our moms and pop stores and M&M's, I think M&M's is still black owned, but we don't really have any black owned food places out there. Uh, and you got the Asians that own it, and you have the Mexicans cooking the food, black people food. Think about that. That's crazy right there. It's real crazy work right there.
Most of the staff cooking the food aren't Black. That's not just a staffing change, it's a symbol. Because when the ownership, the narrative, and the profit leaves the hands of the people who created it, that's not cultural growth. That's cultural displacement. Compton is now nearly 70% Latino. Inglewood is majority Latino too. Long Beach has seen its Black population steadily fall. And the cultural angle.
Long Beach ain't been black. I mean, we had a good black population back in the day, but right now, nah, man, it's Cambodians, Mexicans. You know, we got a shipyard out there, it's a port out there, so they're not really trying to make that too black. That's the only reason that Long Beach didn't get as bad as Compton in LA because they got a port out there. And it's where you give international trade right there. So they can't have Long Beach like Compton. It wasn't because if there was a port in Compton or Watts like that, it wouldn't be as bad. They'll make sure that the police their communities like they're supposed to.
The barbershops, churches, food spots, bookstores have been replaced, relocated, or erased.
Absolutely, no more black bookstores. We had S&Y bookstore. S&Y bookstore. I remember they used to be in Inglewood, and a Zara's bookstore. You don't see them no more. They wiping that out. All down there in Leimert Park, SM1 bookstore moved to Leimert Park on Degnan Street, and they haven't been able to keep. I don't know if they still there. I hope them brothers are still there, but we just don't have uh, things like that in our community that we can go to. They raised the rent up on those people out there in Leimert Park so much they had to shut the doors down on a lot of those businesses. They didn't even own the properties; they was renting them. They didn't come together and buy the properties. They steadily rented, and when they brought that train through there, because that's what they do. They bring that train through there. That's what wiped out all of those black businesses out there because no company uh, can take that type of hit where you got a railroad state. And I think it took about 10 years. So that means that the barbershops, all of those other places, they couldn't keep their doors open because there was nowhere for the customers to park because the train was being built. But let's listen to what my man is saying here.
It's not just Latino growth. Asians now make up a massive and growing demographic in Southern California. Places like Monterey Park, Cerritos, Diamond Bar, and entire areas of the San Gabriel Valley have become cultural powerhouses, complete with political influence, real estate ownership, and elite education systems. And still, no one asks, how did these newer communities get the support to thrive, while foundational Black communities were left to rot? We can't ignore immigration either. Since the 1980s, California has received a constant wave of both legal and undocumented immigrants from Mexico and Central America. Many ended up in Black neighborhoods, not by accident, but because those were the communities starved of investment and ripe for resettlement. Landlords saw new tenants, politicians saw new voters, developers saw profit, and Black families, especially those who owned homes and businesses, found themselves boxed in, priced out, or pushed out. Jobs were disappearing, schools were failing, and rent? It was climbing faster than wages. Real estate developers swept through with buyout offers. Then came the gentrification, trendy cafes, construction zones, shiny new stadiums, and rental prices that left no room for the original community. SoFi Stadium in Inglewood is a perfect example. A billion-dollar attraction built on the bones of a Black neighborhood. Now let's talk about who's leading the city and whether they're truly representing the people who built it. Karen Bass made headlines as the first African-American woman to lead a state legislative body in the US and is now the mayor of Los Angeles. But in 2018, she posted a picture of her grandfather, Salvador, describing him as a dreamer before the term existed.
See, this makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. Uh, no wonder she went out of her way to help immigrants. It was something she was big on, getting illegal immigrants EBT cards or debit cards or something like that. But she does nothing for Black people, nothing. And here's what they do: they put people in office that look like us, and we think that they are people. We think that they are foundational Black Americans, such as ourselves, but they are not. And they do everything to undermine us. And we don't even hold these people accountable, whether it's Maxine Waters or Karen Bass. We don't hold these people accountable. As long as they get their check, they don't give a damn what happens to Black Americans. California is, I mean, for Black people living in California is really, I mean, it's a sad thing. All of the politicians, all of the decision makers are of other ethnic groups, as we can see right here. All of them are of other ethnic groups. And they've made it clear that they don't want to do anything for foundational Black Americans.
He came from Mexico, fought in World War II, received full GI Bill benefits, and built a business. It's a proud story, but you rarely see it in her campaign speeches or public branding. Bass doesn't often highlight her Latino roots in political forums. Instead, she centers herself squarely in the Black community, presenting as a foundational Black leader from South LA. And that raises hard questions.
Wow.
If her Mexican heritage is real and personal, why isn't it more present when she campaigns? And if she owes her political rise to Black communities, Black churches, Black voters, Black movements, why do her policies so often prioritize other groups? Like her recent plan to offer prepaid debit cards to undocumented immigrants. All while Black homelessness in LA.
See, nothing for Black people. Nothing. And I'm not saying you need to get in there and just bend over backwards for Black people. But be fair. Be fair. I mean, they doing this shit in our face. We can see that we don't get nothing. We won't get shit. Excuse my language. We won't get anything from these people. And we won't even hold them accountable. To be honest with you, what needs to be done, we need to take a page out of Black people. Listen to me. We need to take a page out of the Italian mafia's book.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
And Black people love mafia movies. So y'all know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that.
Is at crisis levels. Who exactly is being served here? It's the same pattern we saw with Vice President Kamala Harris. Born to a Jamaican father and an Indian mother, Harris is not descended from U.S. chattel slavery. But during her presidential run, she embraced Black American culture, dancing with HBCU bands, quoting civil rights leaders, and calling herself part of the African American struggle. And yet, once elected, she focused on immigration, Asian hate crime legislation, and international relations. While foundational Black communities continued to wait for even basic acknowledgement, let alone reparations or reinvestment. This is what many now call identity extraction, the political borrowing of Black identity, struggle, and symbolism to win votes and build brand recognition. Newer terms that may fit are ones like grifter or tether. But once power is secured, the loyalty of the Black voter is left unrewarded. The policy promises go silent, and the focus shifts to everyone but the people who made the victory possible. Meanwhile, Black California is disappearing. South Central has been renamed. South LA schools are now majority Spanish-speaking. The culture, gentrified. The history, ignored. The elders, displaced. Crenshaw is full of construction signs. West Oakland looks like a tech campus. And the kids of the Great Migration, the sons and daughters of Louisiana and Texas, are gone. Even Roscoe's, once the meeting place for legends, feels different now. It's still serving chicken and waffles, but the soul behind it, the people, the music, the stories, is
It's still serving chicken and waffles, but it don't even taste the same. They don't even season it right. You know, Black people, we cook our food a certain way. You could tell when we put our foot in our food. It's just different. You know, we could tell. We can definitely tell. But nothing is the same. Nothing is the same out there no more. You know, they did a very good job of gentrifying it. At first, Black people were moving to the IE. You know, you had brothers and sisters moving out to Lancaster, Armdale, Riverside. I moved to the IE. Then I bounced back out here. I bounced out here to Texas, right? And it's a different ball game here too, right? But what I notice out here is the Hispanics out here are not like the Hispanics in California, at least not yet. Because Black people deep out here. It's over 4 million Black people. That's what the census say. So if that's what the census say, I believe it's much more than that. But 4 million strong. Everywhere you go, you see Black people. It's impossible not to, unless you are in the country where you don't need to be. But pretty much everywhere you go out here, you're gonna see some Black folks. You know, it's not that easy to go somewhere and not see Black people like it is in California. You could go places in California, you won't see no Black people. And that's crazy.
fading fast. Remember Boys and the Hood?
Yes, we do.
John Singleton made that film to capture the reality of South LA. It was raw, it was painful, it was real. That world is almost gone now. You can walk those same streets today and not recognize a single building. And Mac 10, even he would probably struggle to find his old neighborhood. From 2000 to 2020, over 100,000 Black residents left Los Angeles County. Some went to the Inland Empire. Some left the state. Others just disappeared into poverty, displacement, or silence. This isn't migration, it's removal. Quiet, unspoken, strategic removal. The question isn't just where did they go? The real question is who will be next? Scope News tells the truth. And here are the facts. U.S. Census Bureau data confirms the sharp decline in Black residents across Los Angeles, Compton, Inglewood, Long Beach, Oakland, and San Francisco. The Urban Displacement Project, Pew Research Center, and UCLA Luskin School of Public Affairs have extensively documented demographic shifts, immigration patterns, and the effects of housing policies on Black Californians. Karen Bass's Facebook post about her Mexican grandfather is public record. The GI Bill disparity for Black WE2's veterans is backed by the Department of Veterans Affairs and major civil rights history texts.
You know what? They said it's public record. He said it's public record, and it is. But no one is going to, Black people don't read on a large scale. Let me say that. See all these books back here. So we do read, but on a large scale, Black people are not going to dig into that and question her about that. Now, that's the same thing we had. That's the same issue we had with Kamala. But Ms. Bass hid that from us. She never said that. That was new information to me, you know. But I would always ask, wait a minute, why is Karen Bass? Why is she not doing shit for Black people? Why ain't she doing anything for Black people? And it makes sense now.
Reporting on Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles confirms management changes and demographic shifts. Kamala Harris's heritage and policy focus are supported by public campaign footage and federal legislation tracking. Historic migration patterns from Texas and Louisiana to California are preserved in the Schomburg Center, the California African American Museum, and multiple UC archives. Special thanks to the Watts Labor Community Action Committee, the East Bay Black Cultural Archives, and oral histories recorded through StoryCorps and CAM. Legal disclaimer. This Scope News report is intended solely for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes. It is based on verified public records, historical research, and journalistic analysis.
I'm going to leave that. I'm going to stop that right there. But that's crazy. That's crazy when you really think about it, because we are being displaced. I mean, it's everywhere, but California, really, it's. I mean, you can't go anywhere and like really see prominent Black people unless they are celebrities, something like that. You just not gonna see it. They are suffocating Black people in California. If you don't have a good job, man, they are drowning. They are drowning. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Gas prices damn near $8. Come on now. Come on. Rent a 1-bedroom apartment, damn near $2,000. Come on, man. Come on. Y'all don't have the jobs like that. The jobs is not out there like that. I know. I know what I'm talking about, and y'all do too. They displacing us and erasing us, getting rid of us. And what's the other word? What's the other word I'm looking for? Dang. But y'all know what I'm talking about, man. It's a lot of factors that go into us being displaced. We don't work with each other. You know what I mean? We don't work with one another. Our women don't need us. You know what I mean? They want to be. They want to do it on their own. So that alone in itself is going to create a whole nother problem. Whenever the woman says she don't need the man, she can do it on her own. Hey, look at the outcome. How's that working out? Yeah, a lot of women say they're doing good. They're doing good, but the numbers don't show that. The statistics don't show that. And when they said that Kamala ran on our culture. No, she didn't, because there's no way she embraced our culture talking about she clean greens in the bathtub. That was the most unsanitary thing I ever heard. Black people, we don't get down like that. We don't clean no damn. We don't clean nothing but our bodies in the bathtub. That's it. That's it. We not putting no food in no bathtub. But this here is was a very good mini documentary that my man put together, because this is not just happening in California, it's happening in other states throughout the United States. So pay attention to what's going on in your neighborhood, because pretty soon it's not going to be your neighborhood. If you don't own any of the businesses, it's not your neighborhood. It's not your neighborhood. And in fact, in California, the gangs did do a lot to ruin black businesses. The gangs did. Yes, they did. We destroyed our communities with gang banging, because if you set up a business in this hood, the only people that's going to want to be able to shop there is the people that live in that hood. Because if other people from a different community come over there, it's going to be a shootout. I know what I'm talking about. But comment. Let me know what y'all think, man. Is this some good information? Do you really think you're being displaced in California? Come on, my people from California, get on here. I know I love Cali. I do. I love Cali, man. Ain't nothing like it. But I see what they doing. I saw the writing on the walls. Once I saw that in every major city and county, all of the elected officials are Mexicans. This ain't rocket science. This is not rocket science. I knew what that meant. But I come out here to Texas and all of the elected officials are black. That's why you see black people living a little different out here. You see black people with nice ass homes out here. I give them that. I will say. And that got something to do with these, black politicians out here. They making sure that, they people have something. You got to give them something. But hey, comment, hit that button, and subscribe. And let me know what y'all think about this video, man. What was my reaction on point? You know what I mean? I wanted to let it go a little bit so y'all could get the information. I didn't want to keep interrupting. I just dropped a few points here and there. But that's really scary when you think about that. It's really scary. But comment, subscribe, and let me know what y'all think. And we're going to holler on another. Peace out.
I parked in a handicap without a sign, cause that's what the Crips park all the time on my